everyone, my name is Natalie McCracken and I lead marketing at Pattern Ag and now also Earth Optics. So today we have Hunt Bowers with us. He is our Senior Vice President of Sensors and Hardware, and we wanted to talk to him a little bit about the TillMapper. So a lot of you have heard a little bit about it, have been really interested in how this thing works and what information it's going to tell you. So Hunt, can you tell me a little bit about what TillMapper is and sort of the components of it to make up TillMapper and get us that information to the dashboard?
Yeah, absolutely. So TillMapper was our first product that we developed at Earth Optics, and it's really the product that we were founded to build. And so what it is it's a compaction mapping technology. And so there's really three key developments that comprise TillMapper. The first was our sensor technology, our proximal sensor package, which we call ground owl. That is composed of an electromagnetic induction sensor, EMI, which has been used in ag for quite a while, actually. But the second sensor is a ground penetrating radar. And that's a bit newer for agriculture. And those two sensors really have never been used in combination at scale. And so these proximal sensors, they're contactless. We're able to mount those on a vehicle, drive over a field very rapidly and collect a lot of data. And the sensors are penetrating beneath the surface of the soil. So we're getting, subsurface characteristics of soil texture, moisture, correlated to nutrients, carbon, and of course, compaction state. The second component, the second kind of development in order to build our compaction mapping technology was, well, we had to figure out a way to ground truth compaction. And so we started with the digital cone penetrometer, which is really a steel rod with a specially shaped cone tip that you insert into the ground, and you're measuring resistance to penetration versus depth. And we started with a unit, and after collecting data for half a year, what we realized was that the data quality was really poor. And there were a lot of artifacts that we were seeing as a result of the manual aspect of the collection. And so what we ended up doing, at first we searched commercially for just something we could buy. We never want to build something if there's already a suitable tool on the market. But we really couldn't find an ag specific automated digital cone penetrometer. And so we ended up building our own. And so that's the Earth Optics ADCP, as we call it. And so it's an ag-specific automated penetrometer that goes down to 24 inches. It creates really great data, and all you do is hit a button, and it cycles in about 30 seconds. So it's much easier for the operator to collect the ground truth data. But then the last kind of key development was understanding how moisture impacts the ADCP measurements. So moisture is really critical. If you go to a field, and let's say it hasn't rained in a month, it's very dry, it's something like 5% volumetric water content, and you're trying to take a manual DCP reading, you're going to really struggle to get that rod into the ground. And then you go back to that same field a week later, and you've had a good soaking rain for 3 days. And now you go to the same spot, and that rod goes in much easier. But nothing structurally has changed on that field. And so the question is that field compacted or is it not compacted? And the answer is you've got to accommodate for moisture. And so we developed a proprietary moisture correction process so that we can relate these ADCP measurements to agronomic outcomes to yield based on the moisture content of the field.
Perfect. And then we are always talking about, it's great to have data, but that data needs to give you information on something that's actionable, right? And so when that data gets transferred to the TillMapper dashboard, what is it showing? Is it showing me where it hits that 1,000 PSI? Is it showing me all the way down to that 24 inches?
Right. So we upload the data after the scan data and the ADCP data and moisture data has been collected. It all gets uploaded into our system and it's processed automatically, typically in about 10 minutes. And then it will hit our customer's dashboard. So they can log in and they can see the compaction state of their field. We offer two views. The first is basically a slider that goes from the surface down to 18 inches. We cap it at 18 inches because really no one can till much deeper than 14 or 16 inches in the US. And so they can go and they can look at how the compaction is evolving inch by inch on their field. And that's a fantastic and novel view that growers have never had. But the real product is actually the prescription view. And the user has a couple sliders that they can adjust to accomplish their tillage goals. The first is a depth setting. And so you can change the max and the min depth of the tillage prescription that you want to write. So maybe you have a piece of equipment that can only hit 10 inches. So you're going to take that max depth to 10 inches. Some folks want to go deeper. Maybe you want the min depth to be, completely shanks out of the ground, or maybe you want to fluff the whole surface. You want to hit everything to 4 inches or 6 inches just to get a little bit of tilth on that surface. And so you can fully customize the depth range of your prescription. And then the other aspect is the threshold. So how aggressive do you want to be with your tillage? Maybe you want to get absolutely every bit of yield robbing compaction out of that field. Or maybe you're time crunched and you need to move fast. And so you only want to hit the really, really dense areas. So you have full customizability of your tillage script.
So once you have that tillage prescription, what do you do with it?
Yeah, great question. So you go into our dashboard, you customize your tillage plan, and then you can export that as a shapefile. And that shapefile will run plug and play on a John Deere, any John Deere TrueSet equipped system. Also on new tillage equipment from CNH like an Ecola Tiger 875 equipped with Soil Command. So we've run on both types of equipment there. For folks who don't have the newest and greatest tillage equipment, there are still use cases for TillMapper that are very valuable. One is simply in prioritizing the order of operations on your fields. Let's say you're managing 50 fields and you need to know which ones are the most compacted. Maybe you're doing conventional, deep ripping, and it's just static depth. It's all the same depth, but you want to know which fields do I really need to hit first. I'm time crunched. That's a very typical scenario for a grower. And so we provide what's called a compaction score. So every field that gets processed in our system has a 1 to 5 score. And you can, so it's a very quick reference of this field is very compacted, or this field is not compacted at all, or this is a medium compaction field. And so using that, you can prioritize your most compacted fields. So even if you can't run the dynamic tillage today, you can still get value out of the product.
That is absolutely amazing. So if you want to learn a little bit more about TillMapper, what I suggest you do is you go to the website www.earthoptics.com. You can also visit www.pattern.ag, and both of those sites have information about the TillMapper. And this is a way that you can save money, increase yield, do all the things we're looking to do with this new technology.